Chapter 31, Summer 2003. It was bittersweet. She knew this would be an end to everything she knew, and her hometown would turn conservative was the last straw. It was also a warning that there are people in the public who will want her silence for being an ally. Um, for now, she had to temporarily give up on making a documentary about two spirits in the indigenous California community. Even if she carefully puts it together, there will always be conservatives who will out her true intention. Never mind that she never meddled in Michael's parents' journey. However, at the same time, it was a wake up she needed, so she chose to be an open ally, and she would always have to watch her back. She looked forward to learning more about her family and using this information to live a better life. She didn't suffer all this trauma just to give up. She also wondered why did she get the diagnosis of endometriosis. Her mom has two kids with zero surgery. Does her mother have this condition? If so, then she might be able to use her mother as an ally. If not, that's another slap on her face. And if not, why is she sick but not her mother? She hoped that she'll find the answers to all of her questions. When she looked up, Michael smiled gently, so she quickly went over to her checklist to make certain she had everything she needed. Upon looking at the bookshelf, she saw the 1998 edition of Our Bodies Ourselves. She took it just in case she needed something to read. After packing it into a suitcase, she went downstairs with Michael to his car. It was a quick 15-minute drive from San Francisco to National Airport from the clinic. And however, check-in would take a few hours. Plus, you need to connect with Michael's parents since they'll take the flight to Hawaii together. Thank goodness for cell phones. After a quick back and forth with their cell phones, they quickly found each other at check-in. With each of the suitcases checked in, their flight tickets and passports verified, they looked for a place to eat breakfast. After breakfast, they went to the terminal and waited for the flight to board. At this time, she took her anti-motion sickness tablets. The flight was uneventful. Upon arriving at Honolulu International Airport, they were greeted by a lady who gave each passenger a flower lei. After they went to the domestic terminal, they went to a smaller airport on one of the smaller islands. It was a brief trip to visit Michael's maternal grandfather. A couple of days later, they boarded another flight to see Michael's maternal grandmother. Erica surmised that they were either separated or divorced, since neither of them were in a nursing home. At the airport, Michael's mother explained that her parents divorced soon after her mother lost the pregnancy. Erica gasped and covered her mouth. She remembered Glenna's journey was abruptly cut short when she suffered a very public ectopic pregnancy. After they landed, Erica went to the bookstore, came across Richard Paul Evans' book titled The Christmas Box. Michael's mom bought several copies. Upon visiting her mother, she gave her mother the book. Much to Erica's relief, it was exactly the book she needed. Sadly, it was too late to save their marriage. Next, they boarded their flight to Michael's paternal grandparents. Their maternal bonds were strong. Erica could see why Michael's parents married and why they spent an extra decade together before they got married. They had to make certain they won't make the same mistake. They also had to go over what they'll do if they suffer a pregnancy loss. Fortunately, they didn't have any complications during her 3 pregnancies. At this point, Erica saw that entering a marriage really is a leap of faith. No matter how much prep work you do beforehand, anything can happen that could weaken, even permanently destroy the bonds of marriage. She had to hope that she would do whatever it takes to stay married. She personally met a lot of people at both universities who were in stable marriages, even though one of them came from a broken home. It wasn't any wonder that they became university professors. Part of their journey is to offer the next generation hope that things can and will get better. At the third island, Michael's mom gave extra copies of the book to her siblings. All of them read the book in one sitting, had a good cry. They spent the week at the island. At this time, Erica noticed that Michael's Portuguese Hawaiian relatives had stray there, while some of Michael's Hawaiian relatives have natural perm. She surmised that Michael's natural perm might come from his Japanese side. Michael's female cousins quickly took a liking to Erica, taught her various recipes from Japanese Hawaiian fusion to Japanese Portuguese Hawaiian cuisine. They also took her to the family's pineapple farm. gave her a field ripened pineapple to eat. In addition, they had to try a tree ripened coconut. They concluded the tour with a glass of freshly squeezed pina colada. They made sure to use the least amount of white rum. Not surprisingly, as soon as Michael started drinking his pina colada, he started giggling. Erica was in awe at how much better the food tastes in Hawaii. Although, even though this was her first meeting, Erica felt as though they were saying welcome home to her. Not surprisingly, all of them giggled the same way. When they offered to put makeup on her, she used this as a teaching point. She educated them about the fact that some makeup contains ingredients that are toxic to some people, such as formaldehyde, phthalates, per and polyfluoroalkyl, parabens, BHA, BHT, etc. Also, she educated them on how to prevent them from getting pink eye, such as practicing good hygiene. Next day, Michael took Erica to local cosmetics store. They asked tough questions. They asked for verification that the products they sell really are non-toxic. And then one of the sisters suggested getting a pedicure. Again, Erica used this as a teaching point. Some women have gotten infection when they went to get a pedicure. She taught them that they need to find a reputable salon, avoid shaving and using hair removal products before the appointment. Request to avoid cutting the cuticles. Bring your own sanitized tools and opt for a polish change if they're concerned about foot baths. They were stunned. Since public schools already have a lot to teach students, they never knew anything about this, except maybe pink eye. With all this information, they opted to give each other a pedicure at their home. Erica admitted that she would never be a foot model. At this time, Michael carefully asked to see Erica's feet. She reluctantly removed her shoes and socks. He immediately replied that this is fixable. When he proposed going to a shoe store, she was relieved. At the shoe store, Michael asked a lot of questions. Fortunately, the store clerk has a family member who is a podiatrist. I hope that's the right one. Foot specialist. They went back later in the day when their feet swelled and are at its largest. They went over making certain that there is more than enough space for all the toes. Make sure the shoe cups the heels. Offer support where the foot flexes. On the way home, Michael took them to a pharmacy to get some face, foot, hair, and hand care products. After Michael gave her instructions on how to wash and dry her hair, Erica took a hot bath using the products he had bought. After Michael thoroughly cleaned his hands, including scrubbing under his fingernails, he went to work giving Erica a pedicure, including cutting the toenails in a straight line, finishing with some foot cream. Next, he did the same with her hands and fingernails. The next morning, he taught her how to take care of her face. He started with how to wash her face. On days that she doesn't shave, she can exfoliate. However, she must make sure to not overdo it. Maybe once or twice a week will suffice. At this time, he gave her pointers on how to shave safer. After he showed her how to clean her face, she dried her face. He taught her how to moisturize her face. Then he gave Erica her first makeup lesson, the simple no makeup look. With these lessons, she saw why Michael would be an awesome model. He knows exactly how to take care of his appearance. During this time in Hawaii, Erica's sister taught her how to cook Hawaiian and Portuguese food. When she asked for a cookbook, they took her to a bookstore. After going through various cookbooks, they found a good one for Japanese Hawaiian recipes, another good one for Portuguese Hawaiian one. They also said that they'll work on creating one that's specific to the Hashimoto family. After Erica thanked them, they nodded. This time, Michael's mom taught Erica how to make Michael's favorite dish, Hawaiian-style Portuguese bean soup. And for dessert, she learned how to make Michael's favorite dessert, malasadas. And Michael's mom also taught Erica how to make grilled spam musubi as well. When Erica commented that the malasadas looked like donut holes, Michael's mom nodded. She made a mental note to make these at least once a month. And then it happened. With each cousin, Erica agreed to each one. When Michael introduced her to Richard, she immediately realized that he's painfully shy. After Richard introduced her to his daughter, Ashley, that wasn't a wife or mother, that evening before retiring, Erica carefully asked about Ashley's mother. Michael's demeanor quickly became somber. He said Lisa somehow always knew that she would pass when the tree falls on top of her. So she always wore a bike helmet each time she walked outside. One day, a palm tree fell and hit a critical part on the back of her neck. She passed away instantly. When the local government inspected the tree, they didn't find anything wrong with it. It was declared an act of God. Erica took out her Buddhism prayer beads, prayed for her. When she began to composure, she carefully talked with Michael about Kim and Pedro's situation. He gasped and covered his mouth. After he regained his composure, he did admit that they don't have a handyman at the Brisbane property, and hiring a handyman will get very expensive very quickly. He'll carefully get a feel for Richard. Granted, it's a long shot. However, if Richard agrees to move to California, he and his daughter could live in their duplex. After Michael carefully told Erica not get her hopes up, he told her that he'll see what he can do, and she nodded. At the end of their visit to Hawaii, the entire family went to the international airport with Erica, Michael, and Michael's parents. With each person, Erica thanked them for their hospitality and letting her stay at their home. As the plane took off, they waved from outside the gate. After the plane landed at the national airport in Japan, they went through customs to register as a temporary immigrant. After quick trips to baggage claim to get their luggage, they went through the double doors. Suddenly, they were body slammed with the high humidity and high temperature of Japan's summer. They made a beeline toward the domestic terminal. Then they waited for their flight to board. After they boarded the flight, they took a quick trip to the nearest domestic airport from her grandmother's fishing village. At the airport, they met up with Pedro's father. He guided them to the correct public train. From the train, they took a bus. He explained that he talked with the local government about coming up with an alternative to the ferry. Fortunately, they were already talking about a land bridge. It was finally completed. Bus service just started that spring. Eric was in awe. Once the bus stopped at the fishing village, they waited for the other passengers to disembark. Then they gathered the suitcases from the side of the bus, walked to the village. Erica was stunned. The small local grocery store and the one restaurant has been expanded. Pedro's father told them there are many more improvements. Some of her uncles have decided to go through the apprenticeship to start their own ryokan, bed and breakfast, granted in a couple of years. Erica's younger brother Caldo and his partner will complete their internship. However, they know a lot of people pass away soon after they retire, so they decided to start a second career as a ryokan owner. Also, one of Erica's aunts decided to start her garment making business and started a gift shop. When Erica went there, she carefully suggested adding a refrigerator magnet. Her aunt smiled gently and said that she'll investigate it, mail her some. Erica thanked her. Without any warning, as soon as her uncle saw her, he made a beeline to her and gave each of them a bear hug. Michael was caught off guard and whispered in Japanese, "Tasukete kudasai, help me." Suddenly everybody was done. Michael admitted that he's working on a second bachelor's degree, Japanese language and culture. Erica's uncle immediately apologized, and Michael's parents giggled. Michael used his visit to the village to get better at speaking and understanding spoken Japanese. At this time, Erica's uncle took them to their respective ryokan. Michael's parents and Michael went to one ryokan. Erica went to her grandmother's house. After she got suitcases to her room and freshened up, she helped her aunts, female cousins, and Michael's mom prepare the meal. Sadly, her grandmother's condition took a turn for the worse. She was now bedridden. Erica was hoping that her grandmother could meet Michael and his parents. However, it would have been too much for her grandmother. Once again, she worried about her parents in Japan. There wasn't anything she can do to help them. No matter how much their marriage traumatized her, they're still her parents. She wondered what she could do, since it's not fair to make her uncles, aunts, and cousins take care of her parents. After they say "Itadakimasu," they ate their meal. When they ate, they couldn't help but hear her uncles and aunts question whether or not Michael really is gay. They questioned it because they couldn't help but to see how Michael looks at Erica. However, after the meal, Michael went back to his ryokan. Soon after, he screamed like a little schoolgirl. When Erica went to find out what caused him to scream, she saw one of Japan's huntsman spider. When that scream convinced her relatives that she didn't even bother to correct them. He also screamed at least two more times. Japan's giant hornet and Japan's lizard, Yamori. Also, this was Erica's first meeting of Kaolu's partner, Enkai. Erica was stunned. Enkai looked and acted straight. Erica could not wrap her head around the fact that Enkai, that she's only 20 years old, but still, although it's true the girls mature faster, it will take Enkai several more years before she figures out exactly who she is and what she wants out of life. So Erica knew they're not in any hurry to marry, and they too must make certain that they don't make the same mistake. Speaking of which, when Erica was finally reunited with the mother, Erica immediately realized something benign is going on. When she brought this to Peridor's father's attention, he said that he'll have her see her doctor. Erica also made certain that they would not prescribe any medicine with serious side effects or suggest surgery. He nodded. Fortunately, they were able to find the doctor in the next town who was accepting walk-ins. The doctor also noticed something was off and suggested taking her mom to the nearest hospital since he's just a general practitioner. So Peridor's father, Erica's mom, took a day trip to the nearest hospital. The wait was long. Erica brought a book. Our bodies ourselves with her. Since the wait was long, they had to get blood work done as soon as they arrived. While they waited for the results, they went to the local restaurant for lunch. Then they returned to the hospital to wait the results. After what seemed like an eternity, they finally got a diagnosis: early menopause. Erica kicked herself. Why didn't she realize this sooner? After learning symptoms, her mother had quite a lot of them during her last few years in the United States. This explained all her mom's unexplainable behavior, including the sudden decision to get a divorce. With Peridot's father's translation service, Erica asked a lot of questions while she went over the menopause section of the book that she brought with her. She needed to know exactly what this means, what they need to look out for, come up with a treatment plan that doesn't involve Western medicine. Fortunately, since she lives in Japan, there's Japanese herbal medicine, kampo, and Japanese acupuncture, just to name a few. At this time, Pedro's father asked about what he needs to do to put together a wellness center at the fishing village, so Erica's mother won't have to keep taking time off from work to get treatment. However, if kampo doesn't work, they will have to be open to Western medicine. Erica didn't want that. However, all she could do is hope that they find the right treatment. Fortunately, her mom accepted the treatment. A few weeks later, there was a noticeable improvement in her mood, and her father triggered her less often. Also, since no one helped her mom after they were born, Erica suggested adding a physical therapist to the wellness center. Even if she doesn't need it, the weekly massage might also help with her nerves. Peridot's father nodded. At this time, Erica made a mental note to bring this to the clinic's attention, since they have been in business a little over a decade and some of their patients are now middle-aged. The sober reality was the fact that her mother would have filed for divorce even if she married the right man, even if she did the right thing, stay in Japan her entire life. Also, she wondered about the homeowner from Daly City. She lived in that house with her husband for over 2 decades unless she too filed for divorce. However, Erica realized that that's that person's journey, not Erica, so Erica let it go. That evening, Erica spent some quality time with Michael and his parents. You could tell Erica's head was spinning with this newfound information. So Michael's father motioned for Michael to rub Erica's lower back. Michael followed his father's direction. Almost immediately, Erica calmed down to the point where she fell asleep on his shoulder. After he carefully woke her up, he carefully walked her back to her ryokan. After she thanked him, bid him good night, she cleaned herself outside the tub using the products that Michael bought her in Hawaii. Then she took a long hot bath. Although she could do without Japan's smothering heat and humidity, she loved the square-shaped bathtub that was so deep she could sit in it and have the water come up to her shoulders. She wondered whether she could have this installed in the duplex in Brisbane, California. She also loved the bidet. Granted, she learned in public health class that some people do get an infection, so she'll have to have it set up to where she could change it to a Western toilet in case she or someone else gets infected. After all the stress of the day trip to the hospital completely left her body, she dried herself, emptied the tub, cleaned the entire room, brushed her teeth. Once her hair was completely dry, using a hair dryer, she retired. Not surprisingly, as soon as her head hit the pillow, she dozed off. And yes, the fishing village cat was still there. As soon as her mom started herbal medicine, Japanese acupuncture, and physical therapy, the cat spent more time wandering around the village. It was as if his duty to watch her parents was gone and he was left without a job. Moreover, both of her aunts also got tested for early menopause and started treatment. They did this for 2 reasons. First, they need to make sure that her mom continues treatment. Second, they need to know whether or not they are at risk of getting a divorce themselves. Fortunately, they weren't. Also, Erica reserved some time showing the DVDs of both of her plays. The year before, she didn't go to Japan due to the surgery, so she showed them the play, which was loosely based on the clinic and studio. Next, she showed them the play she made that year about friendship. For both, her cousins translated for their parents. They loved both of her plays. All the relatives were in awe at the creativity, looked forward to her finished product the following year. At this time, she let them know that she is going to go to England on a business trip, so she'll show the play 2 years from then. Although they were disappointed that they'll spend another summer without her, they knew that she'll be busy with school and learning all she needs to know for her career in public health. The rest of the village visit to the fishing village was uneventful. As soon as Pedro's father got plans for the wellness center put together, he started working to find the right group of people to man it. Finding the trip felt more like a vacation than another stress-filled trip, wondering what would trigger her parents. So she spent most of her free time taking photos during the day, working on the senior capstone project in the evenings, and she continued using the products that Michael bought in Hawaii. Speaking of which, the next evening she had the heart-to-heart talk with Michael and his parents. She thanked them for all their help. There isn't any way she could have managed the past couple of years on her own. She apologized for being oblivious and selfish to all three of them. She asked what she needs to do, and Michael immediately replied that she needs to ask, "What do you need?" She nodded. Next, she apologized for the fact that she was wearing made in Japan Japanese clothes with the occasional outfits she received from the Murphy department store. She's open to trying out new outfits, rotate them each season. She asked what else she can do so he won't be so hung up on her physical appearance. He replied that since she's sensitive about how much things cost, they can spend a day at Ross Dress for less. It's a discount store that sells items that are knockoffs of expensive clothing, other merchandise, and she agreed. Then he said that his parents will pay for their home, so he needs her to rethink her finances. She carefully asked about his student loans. If anything happens to him, at this time she knocked on wood, she will take the responsibility to pay it off. He looked perplexed. In all of honesty, he didn't think about that. His conservative estimate is that it'll take him about 10 years to pay it all off. Since she doesn't have a ready answer either, she told him to update her every year. He nodded. Although she wasn't ready to talk about this, she went over her finances. She started with the trust fund that the Murphy family had set up, exactly how much is in it. She concluded with the Roth IRA, her plans on how to make it grow since Social Security won't exist by the time they retire. At this time, the father admitted that the reverse mortgage is the only to be used as a last resort, and he'll think about this as well. Next, they went over her academic schedule. Currently, she is scheduled to earn a bachelor's degree in theater arts the following year. That summer, she'll go to England to meet with a nutritionist. The following year, she'll earn a dual bachelor's and master's degrees in public health. They conclude with Erica and Michael hashing out details of their duplex. Michael's main thing is that he needs their home to be a place to de-stress from daily life. Erica proposed man cave or at least one room he can call his own. In all honesty, she also needs a woman cave. Yeah, it'll have to be a 3-bedroom house. Michael admitted that he too is not good with interior design. He was thinking to bring in Devin's expertise. Much to his relief, she nodded, and she admitted that she loves Japan's bathtub setup. He admitted that he too loves the fact that they have a small jacuzzi-style bathtub and shower in one room, with a separate room for the bidet sink. She nodded. In the end, they decided to live in a 2-story, 3-bedroom unit with a granny unit for a family member who visits them from California. Visits them in California. That way, both of them can get their privacy. The night before they returned to the United States, Erica's aunt gave her a cloth bag with washable period underwear. When she thanked her aunt nodded. Next morning, Erica thanked each and every one of her extended family for their hospitality, letting her stay in their home. Then her uncle took them to the airport. After another hug, he went outside and saw the plane take off. After the plane landed at the international airport in in the big city in Japan. She called her uncle, then they checked in. This will be a few hours before the plane takes off. They shopped around. When Michael found the jewelry store with clip-on earrings, Erica was stunned how beautiful the clip-on earrings are in Japan. In the States, some of you probably are not familiar with what in the world is clip-on earrings. They are oversized and mostly worn by grandmothers. So she looked at the ones in Japan. That are small. She narrowed it down to her choices. One's light green, light blue, light pink. The light pink one especially caught her eye because it looks like a sakura cherry blossom. And she saw a pair that looked like cute little ladybugs. After she verified that they are stainless steel, not made with any toxic materials such as lead, she purchased them. When Michael helped her pull on the light blue ones, he replied, "Meow, it suits you." She smiled gently. The flight back to San Francisco was uneventful. After they landed, Erica called her uncle to let them know they have landed safely. They got their luggage. Erica thanked Michael's parents for everything they have done and helping her through her journey. At this time, they hugged each other, made plans for to help Michael's parents move to Daly City. As Michael's parents went back to the duplex, Erica and Michael went back to the clinic. After she took her luggage to her apartment, she went over what she'll say at the next staff meeting at the clinic. So any questions, comments, constructive criticisms, let me know, and I shall see you next time. Take care.